Hey savvy people, it's SavvyNik here, and today I'm doing another live C++ review. Today I'll be reviewing the last couple episodes, which include if, else, and else if flow control. And make sure to smash that like button for me if you haven't already. I do appreciate it. So the first mini program, as you can see here, I'm calling it grades.cpp. So it's going to take a user's grade and tells them how well they are doing. This is going to require some flow control using conditional statements. The very first thing I want to do is ask the user for their grade. And since the grade, at least here in the United States, goes A, B, C, D, and F, that's kind of what we want from the user. And if we want that, we want a char or a character. And I'm just going to call that character grade. And we'll go ahead and just create that variable. Next, I plan on checking what grade that they give me, but I first need that grade. So if I use sin, the object that gets a character from the console, we can use sin and pass whatever is in the console into grade. So before we do that, we should probably ask the user to put in a grade. So please type a grade, and then we'll say, or we'll just give them an example. So A, B, C, D, and F. That's what's available. And if they give us one of these 5 grades here, we're going to tell them something. All right, so this should be enough to tell the user what we're looking for. And what we'll add here at the end is an end line, just to make things a little prettier. And following that, what I'll do is I'll do some conditionals here. But before we do that, why don't we go ahead and just test our program real quick. And to do that, I'm going to use G++ to compile here and type in grades.cpp. We'll output okay, everything compiled fine. And it says, please type a grade. And I'll just type in A. We have our basic program stubbed out here so far. We can take user input. We can tell the user something. So now we're going to go ahead and take advantage of our flow control that we've learned in a past video. I think it was 2 videos ago. We learned the if, else, if, and else. So let's go ahead and take advantage of that. So if works something like this. If there's a condition and that condition is true, then you're going to execute whatever's in these curly braces here. Our first condition is going to, let's see, well, if the grade is double equal to, don't use 1 equals, use 2, is equal to some character, and we'll fill this in as A, then we're going to say something. Let's just tell the user, great job, what an accomplishment. And then we'll put our end line here, so we go to a new line, just to make things look a little better. So we can imagine that we can do this multiple times here. So let's go ahead and do that. 5 times to be exact. So we have B, C, D, and then we got the F tier, which you're not doing too hot if you got an F. We're going to change these printouts to the user. And let's go ahead and say, not bad. And then for if they get a C, we'll say, you're doing average. We'll just say, let's see, how about you need to pick up the pace here. Getting close to an F. And then F tier. You're not doing so hot. All right. So this is valid, I'd say. We have ifs everywhere, but this is probably not the best way to take advantage of flow control and what we've learned. Reason being is it just checks individual if statements here. And what if the user decides to put in something else besides in A, B, C, D, or F? Well, nothing will really happen. So what would be better is we learned about if and then we learned about else if. So else if allows us to check another condition. So we can group all of these if, else if statements together. So we'll just change all of these to else if. And that should be enough for our program. So now this is pretty exciting because we've written a mini program that takes the user input in, asks them, hey, give me a letter A, B, C, D, or F. And then based on what they give us, we reply to the user. So this is no different than taking user input in and then making some kind of a logical decision on what you want to do next with the program. That's why if, else if, and else statements are so powerful here in C++ and in any other really programming language. And if you're new and stopping by, please go ahead and smash that like button for me. Also, think about subscribing below for future streams, future C++ programming videos. All right, so we'll continue here. Let's go ahead and run our program. So I'm going to go ahead and compile things, rerun. I'm going to say I got a C this time. And we have your doing average spit out to us in the console. Awesome. Things seem to be working just fine. But let's rerun. And let's say I got a U. So what happens now? We just exit out of the program, which isn't a bad thing. So we don't tell the user anything, but there is a better way to handle this. Let's throw an else statement right at the end here, else. And then we'll actually say something to the user again. So we'll use our favorite object, cout here. And this time we'll say you didn't select a proper letter grade. Try again. That way the user knows they did something wrong. So this is pretty much a complete program at this point. We have, again, we define a variable called grade. That's a character. Then we print out to the user what to type in. We save that console input into grade, or character input, I should say. And then we check what grade it was. Based on what grade it was, we say something to the user. And finally, if they chose the wrong type of character, it wasn't one of these or it didn't fall into one of these conditions, then we just say you didn't select a proper letter grade. Please try again. So let's run it one more time here. And then I think we're ready to move on to our second program already, which is great. Why don't we go through some of the cases here? So if I do a lowercase a, what would you expect to happen? So if I type a lowercase a and I press enter, what happens is we get this last statement, which is a you didn't select a proper letter grade, try again. But why? I typed an A. Well, it's because it's not a capital A. The program will distinguish between capital and lowercase, so it is case sensitive. So don't forget that. How could we get around this problem? Well, one way is to go ahead and take in the user input and always make it lowercase in order to check our cases. And then instead of having these grades as capitals, we can just change them to lowercase. Well, since we have them as capitals, we can actually change them to uppercase, and that'll work just as well. But something to take note of. We haven't learned how to do that quite yet, so I'm going to go ahead and hold off on that. But our program seems to be working fine. Let's do F. F tier. You're not doing so hot. Great. All right, congratulations. You've made your first program here with conditional statements. And that concludes the talk. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, make sure to post them in the comment section below. For more videos like this, subscribe below and smash that like button for me if you haven't already. Catch me in a great community on Discord, and I'll catch you in another video. Thanks for watching.